So happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Glad you're jumping on here. Just wanted to talk about some trading stuff very quickly. If you've been following me at all or paying attention to me at all, you know I jumped into this whole trading thing sort of late in life, right? I'm going to be 60 years old here on January 1st. So if you want to send me some birthday presents, send me some pips. Shoot me some pips, right? I'll give you my Cash App number, my Cash App ID, and you can send me some pips for sure, for sure. So let me just get relaxed here, get settled up. Excited to be here. Just want to talk about some of the things that I'm doing, some of the conversations that I've had over the last couple of years in trading, and learning how to trade is not easy. And at least not for everybody. Some people, just like my son Forrest Jr., he's like a phenom. He looks at stuff, figures out in 2 seconds, and he's off to the races. So proud of him. He's off trading and making big dollars trading, which is absolutely cool to see him doing that. I think he's doing options or so. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing stuff that's like big time, and I'm proud of that. So cool. So trading, jumping into trading, sometimes it's easy. Sometimes people look at charts and go, and they freak out, and there's so much noise going on. Get this indicator, get that indicator, get this deal, get that deal, get automatic traders. There's just blah, 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 and you don't know what to do. So one of the things I would challenge you to do, irregardless of whether or not you actually decide to actually trade, is enroll in some type of course, right? That maybe with instructors and just get the knowledge so that when you are looking at stuff and advertisements and gadgets and gizmos running around the internet, that at least you have be able to have just some discernment in terms of looking at it and saying, I don't think so, right? Not every I downloaded this piece of software that supposedly tells me when to like get in a trade and get out of trade. So I tried it. I like to try stuff, right? It's an indicator on TradingView. And as it's going along, I was actually moving quicker than the indicator was, right? I was staying ahead of the indicator. So once you learn how to trade, it was actually a little bit of a delay. And I was looking at that. And if I would have actually entered the trade, I've actually probably would have lost a little bit of money because it was a little bit late. Could have been my internet connection. Could have been I don't know what it was. Anyway, I was actually getting in and out of the trades quicker than the software was telling me to get in and out of the trades. So just wanted to share that with you. Not into every indicator is precise in terms of helping you, make money online or on the internet. So if you ever have any questions about anything I share, feel free to shoot me a text message. We'll set up a time to chat. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe, like, and share, do all that cool stuff. If you're over on LinkedIn or wherever else this broadcast drop your questions. Feel free to text me anytime if you have any questions. And again, if you want to get a formal education, trading, plug into a formal education, we actually can interact with educators. Let me know and I can point you directly at a really cool online platform. It's not network marketing. It's not a network marketing business you have to join. This is true education platform that you can plug into, go through some basics, learn how to trade crypto and Forex and look at NFTs and all that stuff and engage with actual traders that they're educators that are traders that can teach you how to trade. And I highly recommend that you do that. The tuition is very affordable. It's a monthly tuition. There's no contracts or anything like that. Just reach out to me. I'll get you plugged in. Very important that you have that skill, right? Sort of like once you learn the skill of being an electrician, you sort of know pretty much how to be an electrician for the rest of your life. The same thing with trading. So check this out. And of course, if you don't want to trade, then that's totally up to you. And I had this really good analogy. I was talking to one of my prospective customer client people about a project that I'm working on, an investment project I'm working on. And I said, let me ask you this question. And this comes sort of do with trading as well, right? Is if you're going to have a house built, you've got two options, right? You can go to school and learn how to, learn how to frame and do all that kind of stuff yourself and learn the electrician, learn how to plumb and learn to do everything. And you could basically, if you wanted to, go however many years it would take you to do that, learn foundations and learn all that kind of stuff, right? To build a house. You could do that. Or you could do what I call cheat off the smart kids and basically hire a building contractor to build a house. Let him build a house. All you have to do is just move in, right? And take advantage of the built house. Well, there's a lot of opportunities around the trading industry that are like that. If you don't, I think I just got what just happened. Oh, it's reminding me that I'm supposed to be going live now. I think I'm already live. That was my iPad back there in the back doing that. That was weird. So anyway, in the trading industry, there are things called PAM accounts, right? That you can actually open up an account with a broker, right? Give your money to the broker and let the broker trade for you. And if you'd like more information on those, feel free to reach out and I'll explain how those work. They're very, very cool. Or you can just Google PAMM and take a look at some different brokers. I've got a couple that I would recommend that I really, really like based on just because I'm having real good experience with them and had quite a few of my clients, for lack of a better word, have had really good experience with them as well. Well, so if that's something, rather than you build the house yourself, you hire a building contractor, whether than you learn how to trade, you hire a trader to let the trader do it, and you just give them the money, and you basically move into the house and collect the benefits, right? So cool deal. So let's talk about trading. I want to share one of the things I've got coming up here is I'm really going to get on the trading gold bandwagon. Got some really cool things, and that's one of the things I like to focus on is in trading. They teach you how to, or they recommend, and this is Forrest thoughts and how I do this. There's no, you got to figure out if you're going to trade, how you want to trade, right? So, and I didn't introduce myself. If you don't know me, my name's Forrest Knight. I live out here in St. Louis. I'm a social media marketing dude, coach that loves helping people make money. So if you'd like to make money, you're in the right place. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who's learning how to trade and throwing some tips out here on the internet, informational purposes only. So if you and I always say this when it comes to trading, don't invest money you can't light on fire or afford to burn. There's past performance doesn't guarantee future results, although it does leave clues, right? So here we go. I'm gonna talk about gold. The cool thing about gold is it does two things. One is it goes along with what's going on with the U.S. dollar and the Australian dollar, right? So if gold is going up, the Australian U.S. dollar is probably going up. If the U.S. dollar is going down, the gold is probably going up. And it's not an exact correlation, but I'll show this to you because I think it's very, very important for you to understand that. I'm going to share some indicators with you. And if that's something that you want to jump on the bandwagon, got a really, really cool opportunity coming up here at the middle of the month for those of you that would like to trade gold. Right. Got a really, really cool opportunity. If you have a little bit of experience, but you're not super experienced and you'd like to get into, trading gold with me, reach out to me, shoot me a text message and just reply, just put your name in there and say gold and we'll set up a time to talk and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And for those of you that don't want to really learn how to build a house yourself, but you want one built for you, AKA you know that the Forex market is huge. You know that you want to take advantage of being in that Forex and crypto market, but you just don't want to build the house yourself. You don't want to learn how to trade. Reach out to me and we'll talk about the PAM account options for you as well. So excited about that. So let's jump right in here. I'm going to show you this. Screen. We'll talk about a couple of things, throw some stuff by you, have a little bit of fun here. And again, by all means, I am nowhere near an expert trader. I've just been learning this stuff and been watching this stuff. If you can't see this screen here, this is gold. This is the gold indicator here, and you can see it's gold overall in the. Whoops, got my cursor in the wrong place. As you can see on the screen, all the way going back to March, the first week in March, gold has sort of been trending down-ish, sort of going this way. That's why I got those two big blue lines there. It just helps me keep my eyes focused. You can see it went down a little bit, then it went up a little bit, then it ranged a little bit. Ranging means it's sort of going horizontal. Went horizontal a little bit here. You can see that sort of a horizontal range in here. Sort of went this way for a little bit, right? Yeah, just work back here, so I don't want people to freak out. So it went up a little bit, then it ranged, then it came down, and then it went up, and then it sort of worked its way down. Then it did a little bit more ranging in here. Again, sort of a sideways movement like this. Went sideways just a little bit, sideways there. Then it dropped down, then it came back up, then it dropped down, and it sort of doing a little bit of sideways movement, but it sort of stayed in between this area here as it's working its way down. Now, this is the daily time frame, right? For those swing traders, a swing trader, somebody that's going to trade over a long period of time, at least from my understanding what the definition is. In other words, a swing trader might have opened up a trade back here on April 21st, right? With, a bunch of money and just opened the account and just let it go. Right, just realize that I'm just going to let it go because I know the trend is going down, and then of course this trade is going to come up here and it's going to sort of negate all the stuff that's over here adjacent to this. So would have made a little bit of money, then he would have lost a little bit of money, then that would have made some of that back, come back down in here, made some of it back, lost a little bit, And again, that's trading, right? That's trading gold. If you would have been, jumping in on the swing trades, going down to maybe a smaller time frame, right, to get more of a bird's eye view, a little bit closer. Is that right? Get a little bit closer view. You can see where somebody might have entered a trade here on Wednesday, the 28th, on a buy, right, and jumped out somewhere on Tuesday, October 4th. So again, a long range here. This is a 4-hour chart. See a long range. Again, there's a lot of opportunity here. On the day chart, maybe not as much opportunity. And then coming down here to the 1-hour chart, you can see things change a little bit. As you start to zoom in, gold moves really fast. It'll move like this, depending on how much money you have invested. And if you have seen this move here on Monday, October 31st, which was yesterday or the day before yesterday, if you would have jumped in on this trade here at about 8 p.m. Central Standard Time and let it run up here till about 7 a.m. the next morning, right, Tuesday morning, you would have made a nice little bit of money on this gold trade, right? So the real question is how do you know when to get in and out of a trade? Well, you get formal education, right? You go in and you get a formal education, or you hang out with some really smart kids, or like I said before, you open up a PAM account and you let the traders just do all this stuff for you. And at the end of the week, like for example, the PAM account I have set up, it's every Friday. They pay every Friday, which is very, very cool. And I like it, right? And again, there's tons of brokers that have PAM accounts, or maybe you get an indicator and you go through class and you do one of these cool indicators that I like to use, which is called the FAST system, right? And the FAST system set up to have some really cool indicators. And once you learn how to get in and out and what they all mean, this, for example, on this indicator here, and I learned this in class from one of the instructors, is one of the tools that he uses. FAST indicator says that I would have got into this trade right about here, and I would have set myself up for however many pips that I want to risk or take here. Maybe I want to do set up myself for a short position. I'm going to enter my trade right here. I'm going to run it down to about a 3-to-1, which would have ran it down to this area. Or if I'm scalping, right? If I'm scalping, I can simply just watch the trade, watch the candles. Scalping is somebody that just watches the trade. It's a very, very short-term trade. Could have opened up this trade and ran it down and maybe jumped out when I saw this candle start to change, or maybe I just run it down here to the Oracle, take my trade here. Any way that you look at it, there was quite a bit of money just from in gold from this area to this area here. It would have made quite a bit of money. I could have stayed in the trade from here all the way to down here. Again, would have made some money. I could just use this indicator. This indicator is telling me to get into trade here. I'm looking at my MACD down here. It's at the 0 line. I see sellers are in the market. Goes trending a little bit flat here. I would have had some ranging, right? So on my MT4, I might have seen I might have went red a little bit in the negative, and then it comes back down here. And then when I see a trend change, right, a trend change right here, I may have jumped out of that trade. So how do you learn all this stuff? How do you learn all this stuff? One is you get enrolled in an education platform. You learn how to read these indicators so you know when to get in and out of the market. But more importantly, what I wanted to share with you, and again, understanding that the Australian dollar, here, I got to show you, this is so cool. Let me go over to AUD USD real quick. Take a look at this. Take a screenshot of this. Let's do this. Let's do 2 screens here. And we'll hit my refresh and get the AUD USD brought up. Where you at there? Come back here. All right. So this is gold. This is AUD USD. I don't know why it's got some funky stuff going on here. Let's see. What are my indicators? AUD USD. And I want to be on the 1 hour. Look at that. There's gold. There's AUD USD. You see the similarities? Very, very similar in what you're looking at. Look at the candles. It's almost mirrored candle for candle that the Australian dollar is doing exactly the same thing as gold. So let's say you open a gold trade right here somewhere, right? You go look at the Australian dollar, see what it's doing. There's a pretty good chance that it's going to mirror. Now, it doesn't do it at exactly the same time. Sometimes the Australian dollar is just a little bit behind gold. So if gold turns right, Australian dollar will sort of show up behind it a little bit. If you'll notice my vertical line, where my vertical line is, you'll see that gold started to trend down, and then the Australian dollar came right behind it. It ranged. Gold started to range a little bit coming across. So did the Australian dollar. Gold started to go up a little bit. So the Australian dollar, right? The Australian dollar actually flattens out a little bit right in here as gold starts to drip a little bit. And of course, they had a big bunch of buyers jump in the market with a spike that went way up here to the top. Again, if you go to a smaller time frame, you can see that spike come way up here. And of course, it bombed and came all the way back down here. So it went way up here, way down here. Let's go look at a 5-minute chart and see what that looks like, right? So we got a huge spike coming up here and a huge spike coming down here. Lots of money would have been made from this spot to this spot, or from this spot to this spot, if you learn how to trade. Let's go look at the Australian dollar here. What was that? What I do over here? 5 minutes. Let's do 5 minutes on this side. So 5 minutes, same thing, right? Lots of buyers in the market. You could have jumped in the market right here, put in a buy entry, got out of here, opened up a sell entry, and jumped in the market and got out somewhere down here. Again, depending on how you set up your trading disciplines and everything else. So yeah, absolutely identical patterns, right? Gold. So tip. If you're trading gold, you might want to seriously look at the AUD USD option over here. This moves a little bit slower. This is a little bit safer than trading gold, so it moves a little bit slower. Your pipnage won't get beat up so bad when you're doing this as you're trading gold, right? So again, but once you learn how to trade gold, you can trade this one as well. And you're also going to go out and look at the US dollar. The US dollar in this situation, we'll jump over and put it on this screen. The dollar should be going this direction. Let's see. Ah, look at that. Just like I said, the dollar is actually going up because gold is going down. Actually, it's the other way around. Gold is going down because the dollar is going up, right? So a really good indicator when you're looking at the gold transition, once you see the dollar start to change, you can look at the news in the dollar. If it says, oh, the dollar is losing value and it starts to blah, right? There's a pretty good chance that would signal you to go look at gold and say that gold's going to set up. Now, another couple of really quick trends here I want to show you when trading gold. Gold lately has been doing some funky stuff around the middle of the day, around 1 o'clock. But typically, gold is usually an 8 o'clock in the morning type kind of person. And it hasn't been doing that lately. Lately, it's been sort of an afternoon type kind of deal where it's doing some late afternoon stuff around 1 o'clock. It jumps up. This is an hour right here. Here's what's happened with gold just in the last hour. Let me go to this and close this. Right, here's what's happened with gold just in the last hour, right? It started here at 1 o'clock, just right at noontime, right at 1 o'clock. It went all the way up here and it came all the way back down here. And this is an hour later. So in 1 hour, it did this. In this move right here, lots of money here, lots of money here. If you know how to trade, you understand how to read the candles, you understand the indicators, you do some really cool indicators. Like here's one of my favorites. It sort of tells me, along with my fast system, it says buy. So I'm looking at all this stuff. I've got a green MACD down here above my zero line. I've got a buy indicator. I've got a green SAR. I've got a purple cloud. It's all saying this. I'm above my orange line. I'm jumping in the market right here, right? Now, depending on how long I'm sitting here watching this isn't very long. This is 10 minutes. 10 minutes right here. Could have made a nice little bunch of money, which is really cool. It went into a range, so I might have jumped out and just waited to see what was going to happen because this cloud started to turn, right? My little green dots got really close to my price, which is an indicator that tells me to get out, and I learned this by watching this stuff. I'm going to let it range here, and boom, I got another sell signal. Now I'm going to come down here. I've got a red MACD, right? Now I get my X, I get my blue cloud. I might wait for it a little bit to drop underneath my orange line here. And once it does, I might enter the market right here. And again, ride this bad boy down till I see a candle change. And again, from this candle at 1346 or 146 to 153. So just not quite 10 minutes, right? Again, a bunch more money could have been made there. Goes into range again, boom, it comes back into another sell opportunity. I get a little indicator here that says sell, get my MACD indicator down here. So I ride it down again for roughly another, let's see, what is that, 14, 15 to, geez, not quite 10 minutes, boom, a whole bunch of more money, right? Or I could have just stayed in the trade all the way from here because I still have a blue cloud. I'm still on my orange line. I could have just stayed in the trade, and stayed in all the way till down here where I got out. Either way, depending on how you trade and what your disciplines are, there was a lot of money made right here. I would best to say on this trade right here. This is probably, if you have your trade set up, you have a decent size trading account set up, there's probably more money made right here in this trade on the average than most people make in an entire month, just in this little move right here. I know for some people it's definitely, I know if I would have traded this, was probably somewhere in around $2,400 to $2,500. And of course, the average income in the United States, unfortunately, I know for Social Security people is about $1,600 a month. So I made more in 20 minutes here. Somebody made more in 20 minutes trading here. Now, if you're like some of our mentors who are trading gold in the millions, some people made $4 or $5 million on this trade, which is pretty crazy, right? So again, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. I wanted to share this with you to really just to impress upon you that once you learn the skill of trading, right, you can look at stuff like this and you can literally just like see the dollar size. Now, again, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Just because I have success doesn't mean you will. Just because you have success doesn't mean I will. 90% of it's mindset, 90% of it's mindset, 90% of it's mindset. So, and if you're on the other side of the fence and going, Forrest, I love what you showed me, but it's freaking me out, dude, then reach out to me. I'll get you introduced to the smart kids and we'll let them do all the stressing out stuff. And all you got to do is collect a paycheck every Friday. So if you like that option, reach out to me. I'll definitely show you exactly how it works, introduce you to the broker that I work with that I absolutely love, right? Because every Friday they've been dropping some dollars, right? And if you want to join me sort of in my private gold trading group clubby thing, reach out to me as well. And we'll talk about getting that set up and how it's going to work. I love you. I appreciate you. Jesus loves you. I'm excited because there's some people watching this right now. They're going to make some stupid, crazy dollars. I'm talking, I know for me, I'm going to put out there millions of dollars this time next year. So I'm throwing that out there. It's going to happen very, very quickly. So I would love to have you join me in that ride and love to have you be one of my 6-figure, 7-figure trading income investment buddies. So appreciate you. Love you. Jesus loves you. Absolutely nothing you can do about that. I'm on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators and help you make a lot of money. I hope you have a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.